And it's a great day for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Great one as well for me. Welcome to Atlantic Television. And this is Sports Central once again with Praise Alonge. It's a day of battle. Some might call it a judgment day. For what team exactly? Your darling Super Eagles of Nigeria, because they will be in action later tonight by 8 o'clock. And Coach Pizarro talking about the game ahead of their match against Dexat Foxes of Algeria is looking very confident. Also on the show, Christian Chuko, former coach of the Super Eagles, has got thoughts and advices towards Coach Pizarro and his technical team. Not forgetting transfer stories, plus also more unboxing on the show. Tyson Fury is in the news. This is Atlantic Television, and when we come back from this break, we'll talk more about these stories. And it's a delight to know you're still watching live Atlantic Television, and this is Sports Central. Praise Alonge is my name, and good to have you this lovely day. The Super Eagles of Nigeria will be in action in Oran against the Dexat Foxes of Algeria tonight, 8 o'clock Nigerian time. 8 o'clock is the kickoff time, and maybe you're asking, Praise, where am I going to watch the game tonight? Don't worry, just go to our social media handle. I will drop a link where you can stream and watch the game tonight. So you want to watch the Super Eagles of Nigeria, all you need is a link. Go to our YouTube page, Atlantic Television, and don't forget to drop your comments also on how you think the game will pan out later tonight. The Super Eagles team, they were in Costa 10 for about a week, ahead of this battle. And on Friday night, they played a friendly game against the Eagles, against the Algerian B-side, and the game ended 2-2. Maybe just watch a clip on what to expect tonight, where Alex Iwobi got a goal for Nigeria against the Algeria B-side on Friday night.
هدف التعادل للنيجيريين بعد عمل رائع من جودين. الدفاع الجزائري يبعدها. إيوبي ألكسندر يسكنها المرمى.
Now that the Super Eagles of Nigeria drew their friendly game on Friday night against the Dexat Foxes Chan team, that is the home base side, 2-2. A lot of Nigerians are not happy about the performance of the boys. As a matter of fact, many said Nigeria should not have played that game against Algeria B-side, and just flipping the situation. Would Algeria decide to play the Super Eagles B team? A question begging for answer, but that is not the issue. The boys must now go all out to redeem their image against the Dexat Foxes tonight. And for Joseph Pizarro, the coach of the team, is feeling very confident that the Super Eagles of Nigeria has what it takes to beat the Algerian counterpart tonight.
I believe in them. I have confidence in them. I think they know what must do tomorrow. It's good for us play one hard match, and tomorrow if you play hard match, I hope you do well. I have good players, I have a good squad. I will go to fight for them.
And having listened to Joseph Pizarro's thought about his team and what to expect tonight, what about you? Are you confident that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will beat the Dexat Foxes later tonight in Oran, Algeria, in a friendly game built for 8 p.m. Nigerian time? But before you share your thought, let me also tell you something about the meetings between Nigeria and, of course, the Dexat Foxes. Both sides have met 29 times, and guess what? Both teams have won 9 apiece. But since 1993, Nigeria has won 6 of those meetings, and will they add to the tally tonight? Only time will tell. But this is also a record that is not good for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You might be asking, Praise, what record is that again? After all, you said both teams have met 29 times, and apiece it's been 9-9 for both sides. But you want to look at the last 2 meetings between Nigeria and Algeria. In 2019, Nigeria played in the African Cup of Nations, and Algeria was the team that knocked Nigeria out of the Nations Cup in the semi-finals. Maybe you've forgotten. Let me remind you. Remember the free kick from Mahrez? It was that free kick, and that was all that led Nigeria to losing that game and seeing Algeria winning the tournament at the end of the day. We also had a friendly game against them. Nigeria failed to win. The team had their final training section and they are set for this game. And still talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, their game against the Algerian counterpart tonight. Let's tell you that Alex Iwobi is in contention to make his 60th appearances for the Super Eagles of Nigeria in this international friendly against the Dexter Foxes of Algeria tonight by 8 o'clock. If he starts for Joseph Pizarro's side or maybe coming as a substitute, that would be his 60th game for Nigeria. He also, ironically, looked like the only player Nigeria can vouch for in the middle of the park in tonight's game. And I want to guess that he would be starting because he scored one of the goals for Nigeria in Friday night's game against the Algerian B side alongside Series Deserts. So let's see if he would start, but I fancy his chances of starting. And talking about the chances of starting, let's also look at who could start for the Super Eagles of Nigeria tonight. This is a probable lineup. This is not what to expect, but I'm just thinking in tonight's game, maybe he will start Olaino, Zaidu Sanusi as those that will be playing from the flanks. And when it comes to the central defense, he might just want to pair the likes of Kenneth Omeruo and Calvin Bassey. How about we look at the players up front? In the middle of the park, the central midfield role, Raphael Onyedika and Alex Iwobi. And in the wings, Moses Simon and Ademola Lookman might be starting tonight. Strikers might be Kelechi Iheanacho alongside Teron Murphy. That is my probable lineup. You share yours with me. Go to our social media platform, add your voice, drop your comment on the kind of lineup you will see Joseph Pizarro use for the Super Eagles game tonight. Go there, like the page, share, and always drop your comments as we say. We'll go for another break, and when we come back from this, we'll go straight to what Christian Chukwu is saying about the team and also the technical team. Stay with us. And good to know you're still watching Atlantic Television, Sports Central with Praise Alonge. And maybe you just joined in. Well, what you missed is what to expect tonight, what Joseph Pizarro has said about his team against the Algerian counterpart, and also Alex Iwobi is set to make his 60th appearances for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But let's talk about Christian Chukwu, former Nigerian international. Christian Chukwu has charged the Super Eagles of Nigeria under Joseph Pizarro to refuse the temptation to field in injured players for this game. Now, as it stands, absence of key players like Wilfred Ndidi, William Troost-Ekong is out of the team, and all of these guys, Joseph Pizarro might be tempted to want to use some of the players who's got some knock in the team. And for Christian Chukwu, no, go with the best of your players. That is his advice to the team at this time. And one thing about former players is this. I mean, former player, former coach, they've been there before. They've seen things that maybe the current coaches have not seen. And so it's always good to see them come through and advise the Super Eagles coach. But it's left for Joseph Pizarro to see whether he would be taking the advice or maybe we'll just stick to his plans for this game tonight. Your prediction as well is needed on the show. How many goals do you think Super Eagles would score? Do you think Nigeria would beat Algeria tonight? Or you're considering this game might go a dead rubber way? Maybe a 2-2 draw, maybe a 0-0, maybe a 1-1. And if you're thinking Algeria will beat Nigeria for the third time in a row, why not also join the conversation? Always go to our social media platform, add your voice to the conversation, drop your thought, like our pages, share, and also be part of it. All right, so we'll move away from the Super Eagles story and go to some transfer news on the show. And let's tell you, on the show that Chelsea winger Christian Pulisic, we hear, is in talks over a move to Juventus. According to report, there's been papers, a rumor, Pulisic to Juventus, Widers also to Cherish, and also saying Chris Wilder will be among the leading contender or candidate to take charge the job at Bournemouth when the American takeover of the club is finalized. Also, still paper talk, Arsenal will reportedly have no problems with terminating Marcelo Flores' loan contract over Real Oviedo in January if he's not given more games to play. And we hear that Brighton are the latest Premier League side to settle up their interest in Aberdeen rising star Lewis Piri. Chelsea and Liverpool have both run the rule over Dundee United teenager Alan Domi Rakic in recent time. We also have more. England number 1 Jordan Pickford and Atletico Madrid Jan Oblak are reportedly both targets for Manchester United. Inter Milan and a defender, Denzel Dumfries, is flattered by interest from Chelsea and also Manchester United, report says. Man United are reportedly plotting a swap for Borussia Dortmund Yusufa Moukoko. That's another news making the rounds at this time. And not forgetting, Newcastle are close to finalizing a deal to sign forward Garan Kuhel from Austral A-League side Central Coast Mariners. And still giving you a transfer update. Marcus Rashford reportedly planned to trigger a 12-month extension of his contract at Manchester United. The 24-year-old current contract is due to expire at the end of the season, with United thought not to be in preliminary talks with Rashford over a long-term deal. The England international has previously attracted interest from the likes of Paris Saint-Germain after falling out of favor at Old Trafford. Some of the transfer stories also. Former England defender Danny Mills says he's not surprised that Trent Alexander-Arnold's omission from England's latest squad to face Germany on Monday night, given his recent form. More on Manchester United. They continue to hold talks with right back Diogo Dalot over a new contract, but so far we hear no contract agreement has been reached, according to Fabrizio Romano. Still transfer stories. Watford have confirmed that Slaven Bilic will take over from Rob Edwards as their new manager. Now, Edwards was brought in following the club's relegation from the Premier League last summer, having impressed at Forest Green, whom he led to League Two title. The 39-year-old made a promising start, and his side collected 7 points from their opening 3 games, but had managed just one more win since then. And finally, talking about transfer stories, Arsenal are said to be battling 3 Premier League rivals for Alex Bielsa after identifying the Villarreal winger as a possible alternative to Makalo or Modric. And that's transfer stories. Just away from transfer, let's tell you some of the results that came out from the UEFA Nations League matches that were played yesterday. England once again called to questioning. They played a 3-3 against Germany. Harry Maguire was in his bad form of his year and of his career once again. A lot of backlash from the media and also the supporters of the Three Lions. But the coach of the team, Gareth Southgate, has come out to back his players. He remained defiant in his backing of Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire, but also said he would consider dropping experienced players if the situation became untenable. In other results, but before I talk about the result, just so you know, the goal scorers in the game, Eke Godigan scored in the 52nd minute for Germany. Kai Havertz doubled the advantage in the 67th minute. Luke Shaw put one back for England. Mason Mount equalized, and Harry Kane scored a penalty in the 83rd minute to give England their 4th lead in the game, only for Kai Havertz to score once again in the 87th minute to draw level, and it ended 3-3. And England is bottom of Group 3, League A of the UEFA Nations League, and what it means is they've dropped to the relegation zone of it. Italy won and they go top, surely beating Hungary 2-0 away from home. A game that was a must-win for the Italian faithful. Well, in other matches, Montenegro 0, Finland 2, Romania 4, Bosnia-Herzegovina 1, Gibraltar 1, Georgia 2, North Macedonia 0, Bulgaria 1. Other results saw San Marino 0, Estonia 4. And in some international friendlies that were played, Ethiopia ended 2-2 against Sudan, Syria 0, Iraq 1, Jordan 1, Oman 0. And the game between Mali and Zambia was postponed yesterday. To matches tonight, we see Portugal take on Spain by 7:45. Switzerland against Czech Republic tonight. Republic of Ireland up against Armenia. Ukraine will take on Scotland. Albania, Iceland, Norway, Serbia. Sweden against Slovenia tonight. Greece, Northern Ireland. Kosovo will take on Cyprus. And in some international friendlies, a lot of them tonight. Uzbekistan, after all, beat Costa Rica 1-2 in their game. Brunei 1, Laos 0. Uruguay against Qatar has been cancelled. And South Korea beat Cameroon by 1-0. Cameroon will be going to the World Cup, but other matches to look forward to: Madagascar against Benin Republic, Libya, Tanzania, Qatar against Chile, Egypt, Liberia tonight, Nicaragua, Ghana, Saudi Arabia against United States of America, Brazil, Tunisia, Algeria, Nigeria, and that's the game for 8 o'clock tonight. Burkina Faso, Comoros, Malta against Israel, Paraguay against Morocco. We'll go for a final break on the show, and while we come back, we'll go straight to talking Tyson Fury's story against Anthony Joshua. Will the fight continue? Time will tell. Wait for it. You get to know after this. And welcome back. It's still Atlantic Television, Sports Central with Praise Alonge. On a final note, in boxing on the show, Tyson Fury says his proposed heavyweight title fight with Anthony Joshua in December is off after his self-imposed deadline expired. Now, remember, the WBC champion Fury, who is 34, was set for an ultimatum on Monday for a fellow Briton, Joshua, to fight. Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn, responded by saying there was no chance the contract would have been signed by then. And Dillian White's developing story has come out to talk, and this is what he says. Dillian White says Tyson Fury should shut up or shut his big mouth up on social media and allow talks to resume for the British battle with Anthony Joshua. White believes Fury has derailed plans with his public outburst and advised his former opponent to remain silent while negotiations continue between these two fighters. We expect Joshua and Tyson Fury to fight in December 3rd, but as it stands, Fury is backing out, saying Joshua failed to meet up with the deadline day to sign his contract. And that is the size of the show for today. I'm Praise Alonge. Thank you for watching and see you next time.